The Princess and the Pea. Once upon a time, in a kingdom far away, there lived a king and a queen and a lonely prince in a big castle. The castle was filled with wonderful rooms, and each sleeping chamber had a four-post bed. The gardens grew the wildest and prettiest flowers. The kitchen was always filled with mouth-watering smells. Though the prince was surrounded by all these lovely things, he was not happy. More than anything, the prince longed to love a princess. He had dreams of marrying the perfect one. If only I could find a girl who was clever, beautiful, and kind, he sighed to himself. The king and queen wanted this for their son too.
"Let's host a ball and invite princesses from far and wide,"
said the king.
"Surely then our son will find someone to love."
So, the king and queen sent out invitations, and soon the castle was filled with people and princesses from far and wide. But by night's end, he hadn't found the princess he longed for. In fact, the king and queen hosted many parties with many princesses. But at the end of each night, the prince wound up alone. None of the princesses seemed right for him. Princess Grace was graceful, but she wasn't clever. Princess Violet smelled nice, but she wasn't kind. And Princess Belle was beautiful, but she wasn't the one for him. One night during dinner, a huge storm raged outside. Lightning flashed, thunder roared, and rain fell on the roof above. All of a sudden, their meal was interrupted by at the castle door.
"It's certainly late,"
said the queen, putting her napkin on the table.
"Who could that be on a night like this?"
The three of them rose from their chairs and rushed to the door. The prince opened the door and found a girl standing there, cold and dripping wet.
"I'm sorry,"
she said, shivering.
"I'm traveling and I got lost in this storm. I was wondering if it would be too much trouble if I stayed the night in your castle?"
No honorable prince would turn away a girl seeking shelter on a stormy night. "Of course," he said. As the girl took off her hood, the prince immediately noticed her beauty.
"I'm Princess Penelope,"
she said as she stepped out of the rain. At the sound of the princess's name, the queen got a curious look on her face. She wondered, is she really a princess? She excused herself and quietly gathered the castle's servants.
"Stack as many mattresses as you can onto this bed,"
she said. When the bed was ready, she slid a tiny hard pea underneath the heaping pile of mattresses.
"If Penelope is a princess like she says she is,"
she explained,
"she won't be able to sleep a wink tonight."
Only a true princess could feel something so small underneath all that padding. The queen lent Princess Penelope a dry dress to wear and led her into the dining room where she was served a warm meal. All night, the prince and princess talked and laughed. By midnight, the prince had fallen in love with her. As the night came to a close, the queen led the princess upstairs to her room.
"I hope you find the bed comfortable,"
the queen told the princess. Princess Penelope looked at the many thick mattresses that made up the bed. Why, there must have been at least 20 of them stacked on top of each other.
"I think this will do just fine,"
said the princess.
"Sleep well,"
said the queen to Penelope as she shut the bedroom door. The next morning, the princess woke to the birds chirping outside her castle window. The princess rose from bed, let out a yawn, and stretched.
"Oh my,"
she said, exhausted. She got dressed and sleepily walked down the stairs to breakfast.
"Good morning,"
the queen greeted her as she spread jam on her toast.
"How did you sleep last night?"
"You gave me the best room I could ask for. It was warm, the bed was cozy, and the sheets were silky soft. But I'm afraid I tossed and turned all night,"
said the princess.
"Oh, how wonderful,"
clapped the queen with happiness.
"We have found a true princess."
The prince and princess were overjoyed. After many sad years, they had found each other, and they lived a long, happy lifetime together. Ever since, the pea has sat upon a royal pillow, where it remains to this day.